Throwaways podcast.
Up and here we are
live.
We're live and we're back in the living room. It's gonna look like I'm looking at the camera the whole time, but I'm actually looking beyond the camera at the basketball.
We haven't ever had a game on mid podcast, but pretty big game for USC right now. So
we're mid material creation and content creation.
Two birds, one stone.
Yeah.
If you hear me shout or exclaim suddenly during this podcast, it's because I am reacting to USC basketball.
It's like we're working hard, but really we just wanted to watch Pac-12 basketball at the same time as
it's getting to the fun time of season for college basketball, like conference tournaments starting, and this is typically when I tune in to college basketball.
I'm planning on watching college
basketball. I'll follow
basketball
USC and I'll watch some of our games every year, and maybe I know like some of the top teams in the country, but otherwise I don't follow college basketball too closely. But this is the week when you start paying attention to the tournaments, seeing who's playing well, who from like these single bid conferences is going to sneak in, so you can start getting an idea of how your bracket's going to look. But yeah, this is a great sports month.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it too. I'm pretty much the same way. Like, I think conference tournaments I start watching heavily. I'm excited this year because my friends in New York are excited because UConn's coming around, so that's really cool. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just really looking forward. We're gonna have to do a conference tournament preview, and then NCAA tournament preview.
Well, conference tournament preview. I'm gonna have to educate myself on a lot of college basketball in the next few days.
I'm thinking just top 10 teams. Be like, I think this team has a good shot. Yeah, they're number 8 in the country, dude.
Yeah, but like some of the smaller conferences, like the Sun Belt and the MAAC and the like American Conference.
What was the team in Jersey City last year?
St. Peter's.
St. Peter's.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
I hope we get a team like that this year.
What conference are they in?
I don't fucking know. Something I haven't heard of.
Yeah. It's like the new college of college basketball.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was getting sent videos of them today. Cool. Well, I don't know about you, but I'm really happy the week is over. Well, kind of over for us because
it's over. We have no class tomorrow.
Yeah, I have some meetings and stuff, but that's really all I care about, and I'm happy that all the classes are over and everything. And honestly, not that busy of a weekend work-wise, it seems. So I'm ready. I'm looking forward to the beach. You got a music festival.
Beach, yeah. Crossed is this weekend. Seeing Odessa and Lane 8. Crossed, thank you very much. You're just not cool enough. Kids these days don't use vowels when they spell things.
Yeah.
CRSSD. Crossed over at Waterfront Park in Little Italy area. My two favorite artists of all time playing at the same stage, one right after the other. So should be a good time, and I will certainly be feeling like ass on Monday morning.
Yeah, I mean, we have ops on Monday morning anyway, so it's not like you're ever not feeling like ass on Monday morning because you get in at 8:30 and you have to just sit there while ops is going on all day. So
well, combine that with what I'm sure will be a savage hangover from the beers I guzzle on Sunday. I'll pay the price on Monday, but price I'm willing to pay.
Yeah, no, you're gonna have a lot of fun. I might join you. We'll see, but
we'll see. I'll work on convincing you.
Yeah. Either way, I'm looking forward to Vegas 2 weeks from today, dude. I keep telling myself that it's gonna be good for me, and maybe it is, because I just don't know any other alternative. But like, being sober and watching all your friends drink beer sucks. I don't like it at all. But 2 weeks from today, I'm back on the wagon, or no, off the wagon. So I'm pumped for Vegas because I'm gonna have a lot of beer.
It's hard. Well, at least for me, when I did Dry January, like it was hard at first, and then once I like knew that I was committed to it and like in it, then it got easier. There's a point of like 2 weeks when it was like, I'm fine, like I'm just not drinking right now, and I got used to it. And then that last week, that was when it got
You failed as well.
really difficult. Well, there were unforeseen circumstances that necessitated me to break it a couple days before I had planned, which fair. I think ended up serving me well.
My unforeseen circumstances is that I was at a bar. I wanted to drink.
Yeah.
get me a beer. And I think our buddy Joe, tried as hard as I've ever seen anyone try to get me to not drink the beer. Like, everything short of, like, knocking out of my hand. And I was like, Joe, I'm drinking this beer.
And then you just fell off hard. And the next day, you had, like, 9-10 beers at working class when we were watching those Championship Sunday.
Yeah, that, and then I went out with Iñaki and Quentin, and that went off the rails.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a really fun weekend, though. I think that was the first weekend of the podcast. But, yeah, I'm looking forward to Vegas for that reason. And Millennium. Millennium's going to be awesome, too. And college basketball, like we come full circle. You brought this up to me, and I think let's just hop into the sports content. I don't know if you like my hoodie that I decided to wear.
Mm-hmm.
Repping the worst workplace
in honor of your F-.
NFL. What was on tell us what was on this thing.
So the NFLPA sent out a survey, and I think over like 1,900 NFL players responded to it, and it was basically grade a bunch of different team factors, not about like the on-field product, but things like strength staff, training staff, meals, facilities, locker rooms, travel, all of these different like off the field kind of side activities that go into an NFL life. And they ranked all the teams based on aggregate scores or aggregate grades on how it came out. And who was first?
Working conditions. It was Vikings 1, Dolphins 2, Raiders 3, Texans 4, and Cowboys 5.
I think the Packers were 6, and then the bottom team was the Commanders, the Cardinals, the Chargers were pretty far down. The Chiefs actually were 29th, which is surprising.
That's super surprising because we know people that have worked with the Chiefs, and they would not say.
Well, these
are players.
This is players, and it doesn't have anything to do with the front office. Like it's
club's working conditions.
Yeah. Here's what it all was.
Voted on by the players.
Nutrition, but still, weight room, strength coaches, training staff, training room, team travel, locker room, treatment of families.
Okay, so then you're right. It wouldn't have anything to do with people that we know that have worked there. But actually, I don't know, because like the people that we do know that work there say only good things. You would think that stuff just kind of carry over.
Maybe they just have outdated facilities, bad strength staff. I don't know. That was kind of surprising.
I don't think Chiefs players are too worried about it.
No. I think winning Lombardi's balances out that ranking.
Yeah. I was thinking whenever you sent me this that I probably, if you had given me 5 guesses, I think I could have guessed the bottom 3. I could have guessed the bottom 3 and 5.
Yeah. I definitely could have guessed the bottom one. You figure the Chargers would be down there.
Cardinals are dysfunctional.
But then I would have put, I don't know, the rest. It all seems pretty even. Like, you just think about who has renovated their facilities recently, who has new stadiums.
Texas football. They're both.
You expect the Cowboys to be up there towards the top. Raiders is interesting. I'm sure Allegiant Stadium is really, really cool.
I think the Raiders are doing fine on cash flow.
Actually, I don't think so.
Really?
Mark Davis is apparently having some issues, and there's an issue because I think the team is still in his dad's name, and there was an issue that came up about him, or maybe it's his mom's name, about him inheriting the team because of all the taxes he would have to pay on like the capital gains from getting the team.
Right.
That he wouldn't be able to afford those taxes.
Right, but that's him. I feel like that's him. Whereas the team, I feel like is doing just fine. This is kind of conspiracy theory-ish, but I feel like the NFL wants Mark Davis to just go away, like as quick as possible, because that team is going to be like they're in Vegas. They can only go up. Brand new stadium.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting to like why would the NFL want Mark Davis to go away when they apparently are like bending over backwards in order to protect Dan Snyder, who is way more significantly disliked in the public eye.
Well, I don't think this isn't even conspiracy theory anymore. Like, he has dirt on them. Like, it's whether it's I feel like it's whether it's consequential enough.
But what could like Dan Snyder know that other owners or Mark Davis wouldn't be privy to? I think they've both been owners of Dan Snyder since like 2000 or something. Mark Davis, I actually don't know when he became owner and when Al Davis passed away.
But 2012?
It's got, I think, longer than that.
Al Davis death. 2011.
2011. But Mark Davis has been like the face of the team for like a little longer than that, maybe. I don't know. I mean,
a face only a mother could love too.
Yeah, and a haircut. The bowl cut is. I mean, dude, you're pretty much a billionaire. Like,
yeah. No, I mean, I had a bowl cut growing up. That's not a bowl cut. Something's wrong. Something's just like terribly wrong.
Maybe it's a bad toupee. I did see a picture. I don't know if it was a fake, but a picture of him bald in a restaurant. It might have been a fake picture, but I was taken aback by that. But he looked way better than he does now, or did with the hair.
Dude, I'm surprised. Kind of surprised with the Vikings too. Number 1, 4 A+ grades, 3 A grades, and 1 A- grade. Oh my god, dude, the Commanders. The Commanders, 3 F-.
Oh.
1 F, 1 D, 1 D+, 1 C+, and an A+ for the strength coaches. So our strength coaches, we're big.
Commanders got an F for treatment of families, D+ for nutrition, C+ for weight room, F- for athletic training room, D for athletic training staff, and F- for its locker room and travel operations.
Dude, you know how like Trump?
That's brutal.
You know how Trump gave comedians like, material for years?
Mm-hmm.
The Commanders are kind of like that too. Like it's just like
except
the gifts that keeps going.
They're just giving heartbreak.
Yeah. It's just.
I mean, it's comedy for non-fans.
Yeah, exactly.
Just like how is one franchise so consistently able to do everything wrong?
I'm mature enough that I've detached myself, so I find it funny now too.
Yeah.
I mean, you've seen me watch games here where something bad happens, I laugh. Like, yep, that's pretty typical.
Yeah. It's an unfortunate point of fandom to get there.
Yeah, it's over. It's over. Like
yeah.
I cheer more for the Niners now than I do the Commanders. They're just more fun to watch. I like A-Rod too. I'm sorry.
I don't like the Niners at all.
But yeah, these rankings are pretty interesting. I don't remember them ever doing this.
I think it's a first.
The Steelers are pretty low. That's surprising. They're 22. The Patriots are low. They're 24. The Panthers are pretty high. That's kind of surprising.
Eagles
then everyone
middle.
else makes a lot of sense, honestly. The Lions are right middle of the pack. The Colts are middle of the pack.
Bears 13th. Yeah, the Vikings being pretty high. Veteran players, apparently all the veterans like Kevin O'Connell. He must have done a really good job this year. But yeah, it's interesting because, you don't think about all those other things that go into like getting the players ready and how, you just kind of assume that it's all even and it all like it happens,
right.
But it like you never imagine that one team can have significantly better like training staff or like that their families are being treated better, that the travel. And I saw some teams force younger players to share rooms on the road while other teams give everyone their own hotel room, and like things like that can affect a player's perception of the organization and ultimately their ability to play.
That makes sense. I think, because I think before this, you probably agree with me. You'd say, like, I would assume all these teams are NFL teams. Like, they're at the highest level.
Maybe there's, like, slight deviation in the way they do things, but, like it's all NFL level doctors.
The revenue's, like, 11, 12 billion a year. Like, I figured, they'd fork out the extra hotel room. you know, whenever it came about. But I guess not. Pretty interesting and pretty telling. I mean, for the most part, there are a lot of good teams that are high on the list, and there are a lot of bad teams that are low on the list. You know, other than your exceptions like the Chiefs and the Bengals. That doesn't surprise me. Like their facilities are
their owners are kind of cheap.
Yep. But yeah, it's a pretty interesting list. In sadder news, sadder news, the Jalen Carter's having a rough go at it.
I mean, I wouldn't say a rough go at it. I would say that
if he was racing them, they're probably friends. You know, one of them was his teammate.
Yeah, I would say that he made a stupid mistake, but I still, despite the arrest warrant that just came out, I think he's still his absolute floor is the 4th overall pick.
Yeah. I was gonna say, do you think this will affect his draft status?
No, dude. Maybe if he had actually gotten caught with a DUI, but it's just misdemeanors. I can't really see it being that big of an issue.
He still can't be having a great time right now.
No, I mean, for this to come out right before the combine.
Well, and the fact that it happened. I mean, just the fact that.
Yeah. Well, I don't know his relationship with whether, I mean, I imagine they were friends and he lost a teammate, and that's traumatizing to go through. But yeah, I mean, on the other side of the coin, what an idiotic decision to. I imagine he was drunk. Obviously, we don't have those results because he wasn't. They didn't breathalyze him or anything. I mean, he wasn't. I don't think he was a suspect or involved until now. Once they did an investigation and found out that they had been racing with the car, the female staffer who was driving the other car crashed it. She died. A Georgia player in the car died, and I think 2 others got pretty seriously injured in that car. And then Jalen Carter, turns out, was racing the other one. Didn't crash or anything, but had probably some part to play. And the other car crashing, 3 a.m., coming home from a championship party. Just a really sad story, and just not something you ever want to hear. It sucks for everyone involved, but I don't think it'll impact his draft stock. And I mean, the dude is a monster.
Yeah.
He's an absolute monster.
I feel bad for him, though. I just feel like, I don't know. I feel like the more you think about it, the more if you're racing someone home from a championship that you just won, you're probably pretty close. You left at this, a lot of things had to happen for you to be in that situation. You left at the same time. You feel comfortable enough to try to race someone. He probably knew him pretty well, and now they're dead, and yeah, it just stinks. To have your name even involved in any of that,
the guilt, the survivor's guilt is tough.
And then 2 misdemeanor charges. That's not fun either.
Yeah.
So yeah, that kind of stinks. But yeah, I mean, like you said, hopefully it doesn't affect his draft stock too much. But
I mean, I think every analyst I've seen has him as the number 1 overall player in the draft, and I don't think he'll go.
Really?
Yeah.
Over Will Anderson?
Yeah. And he has been since the start of the year.
Since the start of football season?
Since the start of this college football season, he's been the number 1 overall player on everyone's board.
No.
He was the best player on Georgia's defense last year when they had 5 first-round picks.
Yeah, I know, but Will Anderson has been the consensus number 1 overall pick for a while.
No.
What I hear is mostly Will Anderson.
You must not be as deep in the mock drafts as me.
What I see is mostly Will Anderson too, in terms of on the field. That Will Anderson's he's a monster. I feel like he's the best pass rusher that's came out in a long time.
I would maybe in the last couple years, but Jalen Carter is not as good of a pass rusher, but he also plays interior D-line, which is much rarer to have that kind of sack production. And so I think he's valued a little more highly. I mean, it'll be interesting. I'd say the top 2 prospects in the draft, and we'll probably see a run on quarterbacks for the first 2 or 3 picks, depending on how the trades shake out. But it would shock me if they weren't both in the top 5.
Yeah, they both will be. Well, the only way they're not is if all these quarterbacks go first, which I
could see maybe the top 3 picks being QBs.
They're just not that good though. Why? I don't get it.
Well, another combine piece of news is what is Bryce Young's measurements going to be? I think he was actually getting weighed today.
I was listening. Daniel Jeremiah was saying that he should like eat a bunch of carbs the day before or in the morning before, go in, weigh for the combine, and not work out because he'll be fat, and then go like to his pro day and don't weigh in but work out. Because like he'll be the number 1 overall pick, but like the most important thing for him is his height, weight, because that's what people are most skeptical about.
And it's so interesting, like how the combine shakes out versus like on-field production. Because like now, like you watch their entire career of Bryce Young being absolutely insane on the field, but now because he's maybe a little short or like he weighs less, or like some quarterbacks, their hand size causes other prospects to leap up.
Kenny Pickett.
Yeah, it's just really, really interesting, the like on-field production versus like height, weight, measurables, projection.
Yeah, well, the only thing with Bryce Young is like he's the best quarterback in the country. Like that was other than our boy Caleb, but
yeah,
he was the best quarterback in the country. The only thing is, like Russell Wilson is probably about his size. Russell Wilson's probably a little taller, but Russell Wilson's thick. Lamar Jackson, he's big and he doesn't take hits. Who else is small like that? Like Kyler doesn't take hits.
Kyler's
but
thick
still
too.
Gets hurt, but he's thick. Bryce Young's a stick.
Yeah,
like
he's
we don't even know
slim.
if he's 5'10", and he's also $170 maybe. Like,
yeah, I mean, you talk about Jalen Carter. Imagine Jalen Carter bulked up even more, hitting Bryce Young, landing on him.
Still more of a Will Anderson guy, but yeah.
I'm Jalen Carter. All right, well, maybe we'll put a bet on that. See who goes
I don't know.
off the board first.
I'd have to look at like who's drafting and like who's thinking about taking a quarterback, where they're thinking of trading.
There's going to be trades for sure because if the Bears, I mean, I hope that they don't trade down, but I would be shocked if they don't, because that's just going to be either the Colts or the Texans or maybe the Panthers or someone's going to trade up to 1. I wouldn't be surprised. And then the Texans are at 2. They're probably going to pick a QB if they don't trade up to 1.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I love the draft. The NFL draft is one of my favorite sporting events of the year.
I've heard that the combine, like the convention centers, is like the reason it's always there is because the convention center is so awesome in Indianapolis, and like they have it set up so that you can't. Like you can stay there the whole week and not go outside.
Yeah, I think you can walk from the hotels into where the combine is.
Yeah, and then food everywhere.
And there's like a couple steakhouses. I think St. Elmo's is like a big steakhouse where a lot of like deals get done. All the GMs are just drinking whiskey and wheeling and dealing there. I've never been to the state of Indiana, let alone the city of Indiana.
Neither have I don't think. I'm going to the bathroom. You want to talk about your F1 stuff?
Yeah. So I don't think Liam is on the F1 grind. I got hooked like many Americans did via Drive to Survive, and just being a sports guy that I am, I kind of dove into it and now would consider myself more of a fan than just the average American like Drive to Survive, kind of more casual fan who follows the show for the storylines. Like I wake up early, watch the races, know a little bit of like the inner team working, still wouldn't say I know that much about like the aerodynamics and the physics of the car and the different pieces that go into the technical part of the race, but I do know where all the teams stand, and I also do appreciate the business side because there's so much money in it and sponsorships, and maybe more than any other sport, these sponsors are what enable the cars and the teams to turn to like have a good on track product. And I saw something that was really cool from McLaren that I'd never seen before, in that they have installed like a digital ad board on their Formula One cars for this year. There's so many sponsors and there's only so much real estate on the car itself that they made a digital board that can, I think it's every 45 seconds during the race, it's going to be changing to display a different sponsor. And I thought that was really cool new technology to layer in the different sponsors that have a piece of, this year's team. And so it'll be interesting what that looks like via the cameras and via the broadcast that they show. But I always appreciate, new innovations, new technology within the world of sponsorship. And I think F1 is always at the forefront of that. So cool to see what they're doing, and excited for this F1 season, which actually starts this weekend. I can't remember where the first race is. I like Lewis Hamilton. I really like George Russell, both Mercedes guys. And then there's a bunch of new guys on the grid. There's an American, Logan Sargent, driving for Williams, first American in like 8 years. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens this F1 season.
It's very on brand of me to go to the bathroom during the podcast. But yeah, I feel like F1 is always on the cutting edge of the stuff like this. Like,
they have to be.
Whatever we were talking about, it must have been a few months ago at this point, but we were talking about in class how they had a CEO who didn't do a great job at spreading the sport internationally.
Yeah, Bernie Ecclestone. For a little F1 history for everyone out there, Bernie Ecclestone was I don't know if he was the founder, but the longtime CEO of Formula One. Marketed it as like a very upscale, frou-frou, like older demographic. Didn't really see the benefit in going after young people because they didn't have the money to invest and to go to races and all this stuff.
Now look at it.
And pretty much alienated the sport and almost drove it into the ground, kind of how baseball is going in the U.S. right now. Didn't have that young demographic. And then Formula One actually sold to an American investment group called Liberty Media, who have put a bunch of money into it. Yeah. And then created this Drive to Survive show, which completely flipped everything on its head, brought in a huge American audience, brought in millennial and Gen Z audiences, and has revitalized Formula One. I think the average age is like 32 now of a Formula One fan, where it was like maybe even the 40s or 50s 10 years ago. So they are a rocket ship right now. I'm really excited for the new Las Vegas race, which is later this year. Could try to go to that. That would be really, really fun.
I think whenever I saw it on the calendar like a year ago, I was like, I should probably try to do that. I will be out west.
Yeah.
Like I might as
It's
well.
expensive as hell to actually go to the race, but just to like be in Vegas and see that. And the track is literally going down the strip, which is absurd.
Yeah, that would be disgusting.
Yeah, that's what we did our T-Mobile project on, the Las Vegas Grand Prix, and that was really fun to analyze the
having
the financial impact that would have.
Having a media company buy your team has to be like so sick, or league. Like if you're trying to grow a league or grow a team's brands, like having what better buyer than a media company? I mean, the same thing has kind of happened with the Braves. Obviously, it's not a whole sport by themselves, but it's just like the growth that they've seen revenue-wise. Like I remember the Braves never kept players. Like if we always had a great farm system, they'd bring out players and then they would leave whenever they got to a certain threshold in the market, and that doesn't happen anymore. Like we're willing to spend money and people want to play for us, and I feel like it's just cool. Anytime I go on a YouTube, like what's it called, like a rabbit hole, and I end up watching Braves videos the whole time, it's always so well produced, so well done, so well edited, and they're like great stories behind it. And I'm assuming Liberty Media has something to do with that. So, and like the same thing happened with this Drive to Survive thing. Like the reason it's blown up the way it is, at least here, is because of that series. It wouldn't have happened if they hadn't taken over. So I feel like that's a very on brand for F1.
And we could start to see that model more within sports, where instead of some billionaire, absolutely loaded guy comes in and buys a team, an investment group comes in and purchases it and looks at it like that, like just another part of their portfolio and asset to appreciate because of the growth of sports franchises over the last decade and a half or so, the exponential increase. We've seen that with Liberty Media. We've seen that. I think it's Redbird Capital Partners have been buying or at least investing in a number of teams, both domestically and I think some EPL investments as well. So that model is really interesting going away from the like single owner into more of a ownership group or like company owned, investment group owned teams.
That's what the Broncos are too. I think their group is smaller, but it's
yeah, they have some small investors, but then it's like the Walton family are the main owners.
I wonder if Kroenke, is it his wife too?
Kroenke. No, because I think that would be conflict of interest. It's probably, probably her like cousin or something.
Yeah, it was probably her brother.
Yeah.
But cool. Well, yeah, that's cool stuff from F1.
It's time to draft.
Yeah, we can draft. And then I showed Jack one of my favorite. Well, we showed Jack one of my favorite movies. What was that? Was that last night? No, 2 nights ago.
2 nights ago.
2 nights ago. Yeah, we watched Palm Springs, and Jack wants to movie review that, so that made me happy. But first, we're gonna draft now, and we're doing breakfast food. Breakfast dishes.
Breakfast dishes. Yeah, we wanted to specify like just eggs or bacon. We wanted to be a little spicier, so breakfast.
But not too spicy.
Dishes. Yeah, just like something you'd order, like going to breakfast, going to brunch, like an actual full dish, like a full meal versus like individual components.
Right. And yeah. Not too specific to where you can just like make your whole list different variations of breakfast sandwiches or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
We're going Tabasco spicy, not Mad Dog 357.
Who has first pick?
You do.
Oh.
Number one, no pressure, dude. Number one overall pick for breakfast foods. Good luck.
This is an easy pick for me. What am I doing? Breakfast burrito. Easy. First overall pick. It's got all the key components of a good breakfast. You've got eggs. You've got some sort of meat. I don't really have a preference. I alternate between sometimes bacon, sometimes maybe less frequently sausage, but a good amount of chorizo too in a nice breakfast burrito. Then you throw in maybe some guac, some onions, some tater tots, hash browns. A little pico de gallo, a little green salsa, and you've got yourself a delicious breakfast. Also, phenomenal hangover cure. For me, a good breakfast burrito, 2 Advils, and a glass of water usually has me feeling right. So that is my easy number one overall pick.
That's a good pick. And I feel like they're great out here because of the Mexican influence. But you go anywhere in the country, you can find like a good breakfast burrito.
Yeah, it's hard to the floor for breakfast burritos is still pretty high. Yeah. Out here, the ceiling is higher, but like it's hard to really mess up a breakfast burrito.
Yeah, I agree. And that was one thing that I also just grew up on them. Like it was kind of a luxury. I didn't grow up poor or anything, but like my dad on a Saturday morning, if he was like, "You guys want McDonald's?" It was like, hell yeah, we want McDonald's. 2 sausage burritos, please, and a hash brown. So, good memories there. I get 2.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm going 1 sweet, 1 savory. But sweet is first because that's just kind of like my first love, and that's what I will always just go with. Just give me a chocolate chip waffle for number 2 overall pick.
I'm glad you said waffle. I'm a big waffle guy as well.
Yeah. I'll eat I'll murder some pancakes, but chocolate chip waffle, put the smiley face on it for me. Throw whatever fruit you want on it too. I don't care, but just as long as it's a chocolate chip waffle and you give me some just normal maple syrup, that's fine with me. Put some butter on it, and that's about as good as it gets. I had the waffle maker growing up. That was the first kitchen utensil I learned how to use.
A waffle maker? Yeah. I remember when my family was moving from Northern California to Denver, we had to be out of our house in Northern California and moved into like a long-term hotel room for I think a month or 2, and they had a breakfast buffet, and they had one of those waffle makers where they had a bunch of batter and you just pour it in and then like close it and flip it.
Yep.
And I was probably like 11 years old, and I got so good at making the perfect like amount of crispiness on the waffle.
How many did you eat?
We were there for like 2 months. I had one every single day.
Okay, I thought you were about to say like I had 12 a day.
I probably had multiple some days.
Yeah. I don't blame you. Waffle, they're amazing.
But
they're
yeah,
amazing.
I'm a big waffle guy.
And like my number one choice in waffle is chocolate chip waffle, but like, give me a chocolate chip and peanut butter. Give me just a peanut butter. Give me just, blueberries. Give me banana. Like, I don't care. Just give me a waffle and some
little
syrup.
butter, a little syrup.
Yep.
Throw some powdered sugar on mine.
Yeah, why not?
Maybe some strawberries.
Cool. That's my number one. That's my sweet. And my savory, I don't know, man. I feel bad taking just breakfast sandwiches.
Yeah, that's a really. I mean, but by the rules of the draft, that's what it has to be.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll talk more about. I guess in the honorable mentions, we'll talk about our favorite breakfast sandwiches. But yeah, breakfast. What more is there to say? Like out here, it's you can use toast, you can use bagels, you can use English muffins, you can do like just peanut butter, you can do sausage, egg, and cheese, you can do bacon, egg, and cheese. Throw whatever meat on it. Throw egg on it. Throw meat on it. Throw cheese on it. You can throw any type of salsa, any type of hot sauce, any type of you can put anything on anything. Like go to New York. And everyone has the best deli that they've ever been to. The best deli in New York. Everyone has one. Go in there and just look at the menu and everything on there other than breakfast sandwiches. It's all fire. Mm-hmm. You just have to find out what fits best for you.
Yeah, I think at the end we should each say our ideal, craft our ideal breakfast sandwich.
I already have it.
Okay, but that's a good pick. That would have been my next pick. I'll say my next one, chicken and waffles.
Nice.
I'm a big chicken and waffle guy. Great brunch meal. Fried chicken. You get a little bit of that savory from the chicken. Maybe some hot sauce to dip it in. And then you have the waffle with the syrup. Maybe put the chicken in the syrup too. Bada bing, bada boom. I love me some good chicken and waffles. Roscoe's up in LA. Shout out. I've actually never made it myself. That'd be something to look into. My brother has made it before, but it's a wonderful blend of sweet and savory. Really good. Brunch, breakfast meal, big chicken waffle guy.
Only thing I would say to that is I feel like it's easier for a restaurant to fuck up chicken and waffles.
Oh, definitely.
Than the other stuff we've talked about.
Breakfast burrito.
The chicken has to be good.
Breakfast burrito is a lot safer.
Yeah.
But
but good chicken and waffles is fucking.
It's hard to beat. Hard to beat. I have chicken and waffles up there.
Syrup on both of them. I don't care.
And then I would have said waffle as my sweet. Well, I guess I did just take chicken and waffle, but I'll have another standalone sweet dish, which is going to be French toast.
I knew it, yeah. The second you said sweet, I was like, here it comes.
French toast, a little brioche bread. I've had French toast where they bread it with some cornflakes on the exterior for a little crunch. Oh, really, really good. Cake it in syrup. Throw some powdered sugar on there. I love it with some blueberries, maybe some strawberries. Really fluffy, thick brioche bread.
Bananas. Nutella?
No, not for me.
Oh,
not for me.
You have to, bro.
I don't really like chocolate at breakfast. I don't like chocolate chip pancakes or waffles or anything like that.
Whatever, dude. I don't know what to say to that. I can't live without it.
I don't really eat chocolate at breakfast, but I do eat some delicious French toast, and I actually make very good French toast as well.
I've made it when you were gone. Over Christmas break, I made it 3 or 4 times here.
Nice.
I did a great job. I was very pleased with myself. Cool. Those are both good picks. Let's see. My number 3 is pretty simple. Well, that's the thing. With all these, I feel like they don't have to be simple. But this one is great simple. It's great not simple. But just give me a nice omelet. Like a fat omelet.
Fucking hell. That was my next one.
My dad would make them, and he would put bacon in them, tomatoes, onions, sausage.
Yep.
He'd just throw the kitchen. Little spinach,
yeah.
Little cheese.
Whatever you got, just throw it in there.
Just throw it in there, flip it over. Dude, amazing. So,
you know what I like?
And healthy.
At a nice, Easter brunch at, what was it? One of, our old country club, they had one of those little omelet stations where the guy in the tall chef's hat has the burners and he's throwing the oil in, and then he's got the big jug of egg that he dumps in there, and he's got all the little bowls of all the different omelet toppings. That's one of my favorite things ever for breakfast. That little omelet station guy. Wow, I can't believe I didn't pick that. I'm actually bummed.
Dude,
it's a good pick.
I kind of, damn. I'm just like, it's 9 o'clock at night. Like, I'm not going to eat anymore tonight. But I kind of wish, I remember, I don't know about you, but when I was little and like, hey, can we have waffles for breakfast? No, not today. I remember like running up to my room and just being like, when I'm older, I'm gonna make waffles every day for breakfast. And now I'm sitting here thinking like, why don't I make waffles every day for breakfast, man? But yeah, I'd get really fat. But also like, maybe we should start doing that. Maybe we should like in the morning just wake up an hour earlier and make like some fat ass omelets.
Dude, I would love to make omelets. I do have a waffle maker.
Let's do that too.
But yeah, I'd love to have a nice morning omelet.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. Actually, we should definitely do more of that. Why don't we do? Yeah, why don't we do that? Okay. Do I want to go Mexican on this one? My last pick. I want to make it really, really, really count. Yeah, this feels right. I'm gonna do huevos rancheros.
Taking another one of my picks.
I mean, it's good stuff.
Okay.
It's good stuff. I don't know what to say other than just throw in the eggs. Don't give me the potatoes. Give me the hot sauce. Anything. Yeah, it's just all breakfast food.
And a nice like so skillet. Good. Yeah, huevos rancheros. Really, really good. Yeah. Little, like I mentioned earlier, chorizo. Big chorizo fan. Throw some of that in there. Delicious.
Yeah. It's good stuff.
All right.
I have a pretty good top four.
Yeah. I think this is a pretty evenly matched draft. I'm between two.
You eat something like most days for breakfast.
I think I'm going to say just a classic all-American breakfast.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a cop-out or something.
No, I don't think it is. I was going to bring it up in the honorable mentions regardless.
Yeah.
So I'll let you have it, though. It's a good...
2 eggs, some meat, maybe if you're at like a place where they just say, fuck it, they throw a pancake in there, maybe some sourdough toast, some hash browns, fruit, whatever sort of combination of like 4 or 5 different things that it's tough to beat.
All-star special.
A nice like
Waffle House.
$11.99 for every good breakfast food, and you're just having a jolly old time. I would say all-American breakfast. It's all-American for a reason. I would say we probably have the best breakfast food out of anywhere.
America?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what's something that got me like living abroad and like traveling a bunch is they don't really eat breakfast other places.
And they don't have a ton of like specifically designed breakfast foods.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe England does, but their breakfast is so bad.
Yeah.
France has all the pastries, croissants and stuff. But
Argentina's the same way. It's just like pastries and stuff like that.
Dude, I love American breakfast. Eggs, sausage.
I grew up in the heart of the South. It was nice.
Yeah.
Honorable mention. Are you done? Yeah, that was
really
biscuits and gravy, bro.
I'm not a big gravy guy. I mean, you saw me with the gravy they put on my chicken and waffles the other day. I sent it back.
That was so funny.
I said to the waitress or to the guy, the waiter, do not give me any gravy. I see that the menu says there's gravy on it.
You said gravy comes on the side, right? And he was like, yeah. You're like, I don't want it.
Yeah, just confirming. I do not want the gravy. Don't even bring it. Don't even bring it in a bowl. And guess what? He brings it out and it's just layered on everything. Not even to the point where you can maybe scrape it off. It's on my birthday. On my birthday. All I wanted was some chicken and waffles. And I got gravy with a side of chicken and waffles.
You were about to eat it. You were like about to suck it up. And I was just like, no, dude. Fuck. Like, you told him.
Yeah.
Like, tell
I'm
him
not
again.
a big send it back guy, but I had to. Because
I'm not either. And
if it's like maybe cooked a little differently, like whatever, I'll eat it. Like,
yeah, exactly. And I appreciated
I asked about it, and I was just like, I don't want.
I appreciated you being like hesitating and thinking about eating it. Like I understood the sentiment, but no, it was your fucking birthday.
Yeah,
like, I'm paying for this. Get your fucking chicken and waffles without the fucking gravy. And then I remember looking at you and thinking, dude, I was about to laugh so hard because like there was some like it was like a napkin or something, but there was something on top of the plate when the lady was bringing it out the second time, and I thought that they brought it out with gravy on it again. I was about to lose my shit.
The second time they still brought out gravy on the side.
In the bowl,
I was like,
yeah.
I don't want your gravy. I don't need it.
Yeah, you want this, Liam? Like, no, I don't want your gravy in a bowl.
My other choice that I was really thinking about was avocado toast, and that might be the LA in me. But like a good serving of avocado toast with some really good bread. I can make it really well myself. You mash the avocado up, a little salt and pepper.
The stuff they put on top of it a lot.
I don't put an egg on top of mine.
No.
But I'll throw in some lemon. I'll throw in some sunflower seeds, maybe some sprouts on top.
That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, there's a lot. Maybe some like crushed red pepper in there. Yeah, big avocado toast.
I have to get into some like a fast food one or two, but like a McGriddle, pretty fucking fire.
I like a sausage, egg, and cheese McMuffin.
Sausage, egg, and cheese.
Love McMuffin. And the hash brown, the McDo's hash brown.
Chicken minis, bro.
Chicken minis.
Those are orgasmic.
Maybe a sleeper, but Taco Bell breakfast crunch wrap.
Never had it.
Pretty good.
Really?
Pretty good. It doesn't hold up to McDonald's. Like McD's is the king of fast food breakfast, in my opinion.
I'd be open to trying a Taco Bell.
Yeah, anytime.
What else?
Well, not tomorrow. I've got breakfast planned out. Some nice sausage and eggs.
There you go.
Maybe some waffles. Fuck it. We'll see.
We'll think about it. What else is there? Yeah, you've been to Waffle House, right?
I've been to a Waffle House one time, but it was the quintessential Waffle House experience. Coming out of a bar in Atlanta.
Oh, yeah.
Just hammered, like 1 a.m. Yeah, I probably had 2 or 3 waffles, bacon, just all the good stuff.
It's so good, dude. All-Star Special. Give me what I need it in my veins. All right, cool. Well, breakfast food just made me fucking hungry.
That was a good draft.
9/11. That was a good draft.
Tell us who won.
Yeah, tell us who won. All right, let's talk about this really quick and then we'll wrap up. I showed Jack one of my favorite movies of all time, Palm Springs. I know it's kind of basic. I feel like, I don't know why I feel it's like basic to say that. It's like just a shitty rom-com, but it's really well done. And it's a lot more than that if you get into the nihilistic themes, which is what I like about it.
Yeah.
I
think you're selling it short. I wouldn't even say shitty rom-com. I mean, I guess technically it's a rom-com because there's a romance story and it's comedic, but I think it is way outside the mold of like a traditional rom-com. The idea is so original, like the time loop that they're stuck in.
Groundhog Day is the only other movie.
I haven't seen that.
It's like it's compared to Groundhog Day a lot because it's similar. I haven't seen it either, but everyone says that they're like very similar.
Yeah. The idea I thought was really original. I'd never seen anything like that. The characters, the nihilism was really funny. And like Andy Samberg's acceptance of the situation versus you bring a new person into that life and like her initial lashing out and then getting used to it and then her having the determination to figure out how to get out of it and the fluctuations between their relationship and are they going to end up together and just some of the comedic one-liners. Yeah, are they going to survive? Are they going to be stuck in this forever? The fact that they're at a wedding and the different relationships and all the stuff that's going on in their lives leading up to that, and like the fact that I didn't really know like going into it what was gonna happen, and then like seeing him wake up on the second day and he's like living the same day again. I think that was just like a fresh like perspective to me. I was like, that's when I was like, oh, this is gonna be a really cool movie.
How about that same for me. I think actually when I thought, that's when I thought like this is gonna be a sick movie. But the moment I was like, what the fuck am I watching? Was when that arrow just comes in and hits him. And you're like, I was
what?
watching a drunk couple hook up at a wedding, and now someone's being attacked by Native Americans or something.
Yeah, and I think the girl at one point, probably the hardest I laughed at the movie. I don't know why, but in a later scene, she's like, "Who is that guy that was hunting you?" It's such a ridiculous thing to ask another person.
And the answer is that was Roy.
Yeah, like just so matter of fact.
Yeah, dude, I
Roy.
I love that movie. Andy Samberg is nihilism, and you kind of just watch him go from being obviously in a hard spot, being stuck in a time loop, to to appreciating the little things, all because of this girl he meets. So he just goes from nihilism to existentialism throughout the course of the movie. Pretty cool thing, and obviously I think it's like really funny too. And some of the
Very
like
funny.
side characters, like
J.K. Simmons. J.K. Simmons is a phenomenal actor.
he's
He was
awesome.
a great character.
He's awesome, and Randy, like that guy's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
I don't know who he is. I've never seen him in anything else. But he's so funny, and he only has like 4 or 5 lines in the whole movie. But they're all whatever. I don't need a lecture.
I don't need a lecture. Yeah, that line I will take away for the future.
It's Niles' girlfriend, like not Kristen Milioti, but the first one.
The first one, I don't remember her name.
Misty.
Yeah, Misty.
Yeah, and she's like, this day is important for everybody. This day is important for me too. It's like, shut the fuck up, bitch.
Yeah.
But yeah, just fucking great characters, great theme, and it's funny as all hell. So I'm glad you liked it. I'm gonna get a tattoo of it because the Find Your Irvine thing, just like I like the existential.
Find Your Irvine. Yeah.
So cool.
Good movie.
All right, we said we wanted to be done by 9:15. It is 9:15. You have anything else for us?
I'm about to go make a delicious ribeye
yeah.
some mushroom risotto and some broccoli and bust open a nice new bottle of bourbon.
Ooh.
And I'm really looking forward to it.
I'm gonna help him cook because sometimes he gives me bites. So
I did get a huge steak, so there might be bites to be had.
I'll get some scraps. All right, thanks for listening, everyone. Thanks for watching. We'll see you all on
Monday. Tuesday.
We'll film on Monday.
I will be talking on Monday.
Yeah, we'll be talking to you on Monday. You'll be responding on Tuesday. Subscribe, like, all the above. Thank you, everyone, for listening, and talk to you soon.
Fight on, baby.
Fight on.